Everybody, today we're kicking off part 2 of the Unpopular Opinion series. And in episode 1, we talked about why men shouldn't pay for dinner. So I'm going to put that in the cards up above so you can watch it after this video. But in today's video, listen y'all, we're about to get real candid. I'm about to talk about why black women won't get married. Why? I mean, why would you not want to marry a black queen? But listen, we're going to find out today what's the whole stigma about. And without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, ladies, grab your tea, grab your coffee, because we're about to dig in. This is about to be a candid talk. We're about to really get into why black women won't get married. To me, one of the main reasons why I feel that black women won't get married because we're overly career-driven and focused. A lot of times we're focused on work, school, and just trying to scale ourselves as entrepreneurs and doing all these great things. But sometimes in the back of our minds, we tend to forget that God institution is for us to be in a relationship. Having a relationship does matter. And not in the sense where you're going to just sit there and mope all day and say, I need a man. Oh God. It's like, no, we're not doing that. It's just to know that as you're focusing on your schoolwork, as you're working on building real estate and opening up multiple businesses, you want to say, you know what? God, I know for a fact that in the future, you want me to be with this man, because God said that he made a person comparable to you. That's what he told Adam in Genesis. He said, listen, Adam, I have made a helper comparable to you. So that means that there is a man out there for you. It's in scripture. So don't let nobody make you feel that just because you're this boss babe and you're doing all these great things in your life, that there's not a man out there for you. There is a man out there for you. It's in the word. So just wait on God. Let me use myself as an example. So I created my vision board recently, right? And I realized that I put all the great things on there, what I want to do for 2021. But one thing I did not put on there was a relationship. And I thought to myself, I'm like, yo, God checked me. It was like, Masi, like, you got to understand that, yes, you want to be this great entrepreneur and do all these great things. But he said, keep in mind that you need someone to love you and care for you just as much as you love and care for yourself. It is imperative. And listen, God's not saying jump in the bed with him the next day. Get to know him. So why am I giving you this example? Because God's telling me the same thing he wants me to tell you. When you do your vision board for 2021, which I hope you're doing, or at least writing them down, write them goals down, girls and women. Write those goals down, because you want to make sure that you have like a platonic relationship on there. You guys can just talk on the phone, get to know him. And test the waters, see what's out there. But just don't sit down and just be so career focused, because time flies. Right now you're 20, 30, 40. Next thing you know, we're in our 60s, in our 70s. And you don't want to be that woman with the cats and the dogs, and it's like you lost in the sauce. No, you want to be happy. You want to be walking down the street with your husband, with your cane, and y'all both have everything going on, because at the end of the day, we all want to be happy, right? And that's what God wants, and that's on period poo. All right, so that is one of the reasons why I feel that black women won't get married, because we too career focused. We just want to be like, all right, look at me, I got my business, boss babe, I don't need a man. Then it's like you at home like crying and so no. Okay, and I got some notes, okay? Took a lot of, my paper fell. I took a lot of notes for this because it's very imperative. It's very imperative that you guys know that, okay? And I know you guys don't mind if I look down at them. So, one of the second reasons why I feel that black women won't get married. Hold on. That is the Birkin Bag mentality. Let me just look at it real quick. Look at it real quick. So the second reason why I feel that black women won't get married is because of the Birkin Bag mindset. And what is a Birkin Bag? A Birkin Bag is a bag made out in France. The bag is basically $12,000 and up. It's handcrafted by one person for up to 18 hours. So these people, they sitting down in the factory and they making this bag, honey. Okay? It's made by alligator skin, calf skin, and things of that nature. And also too, is popularly highlighted in the hip hop community. Like people like Cardi B, Yaya Mayweather, that's Mayweather's daughter. A lot of the high prestige people, the people that got that paper, got that bag. So, it's something that everybody wants. So what do I mean by a Birkin bag mindset? I feel that a lot of people are placing the value of their heart, not in the heart, but on their mind of what they physically want and their vagina. Why? Because it's like they saying, well, he can't sleep with me unless he could buy me this, buy me that, and drive me here and fly me there. And the thing is that a relationship should not be based on what a man could do for you financially or what he could just do for you sexually. And I feel that that really plays the black community. We should not be thinking like that. And this is why a lot of black women aren't getting married, because a lot of the black men nowadays, they feel they can't keep up. You meeting them, you're like, oh, well, I want a Birkin, a regular chick in the hood. And then these dudes are like, yo, like, I can't afford no Birkin. Or you saying, I want to be flown out, flying out, whatever. And it's like, these men don't got nobody to be flying you out. Like I said in my last video, these men work at McDonald's, Trader Joe's. Sometimes they got a basic job. They cannot afford that. The main thing you need to be focused on is their mindset. And this is why a lot of black women won't get married, is because we're focusing on the materialistic portion of the relationship and not the mental. It should be based on the mental. So if you wanna think, right, that just because a man is forking out stuff, that the relationship is going to last for a long time, it won't. That's why we statistically become baby mamas and all these things, and we don't have a man in the household, okay? So that is the thing. So don't allow that Birkin bag to get you going crazy, okay? And I also seen too, right, to give you another example, women saying now like, oh, well, if he live with his mama, if he, you know, he got multiple kids, I don't want to be with him. It's like, sis, you got 2 or 3 kids too. All right, well, at the end of the day, he live with his mama, but so do you. You know, we be expecting stuff out of men that we cannot provide for ourselves. That is something we need to stop doing. Remember, God said that we need to be equally yoked with this man. So at the end of the day, he needed to bring to the table the same thing that you could bring to the table. And that's what makes the relationship divine. That's what makes the relationship fulfilled. So this is another reason why I feel like black women won't get married. But how can we break this stigma? We need to understand that we can receive the finer things in life. We should be able to obtain that from a man and for ourselves as well. But we also need to understand too, do not make that the primary dish on the plate. When you have a plate, you have the main course. And I feel the main course needs to be love. And the dessert is the sex. Dessert is the finer things in life. And the dessert is for you to feel like, you know what? I'm getting all these rich things. I'm just like this woman that's got all this paper, okay? So that is another reason why I feel like black women won't get married, because of the Birkin bag mindset. Birkin bag mindset. Get your mind out that mindset and get your mind and go. If you like the content so far, don't forget to smash the like button down below, because it helps me grow on the YouTube platform. And also subscribe if you want to see more videos in relation to dating advice, self-help, and faith-based contents. Come on, y'all. And without further ado, let's get right back into the video. Okay, so one of the third reasons why I feel that black women won't get married is because of interracial dating. As far as PewResearch.com, it states that 22% of black males date outside their race, while a whopping 9% doesn't. So this shows, and as you can see, is that a lot of us as black women do not want to date outside our race. And I completely understand, especially what's going on in this day and age. We want to keep our indigenous roots. We want to have black babies. We want to just keep black love and keep it a hold. You know, a lot of times as black women, especially women of deeper skin tone, we do not want to get in a relationship with a white male in some cases, because we don't want to feel that we're reenacting slavery, or we don't want to feel that we're dissing our black men. We want to keep it in the home. But let me explain something to you very imperative, is that don't worry about the race and the color of a person's skin. It's what the person have on the inside, okay? And let me let you understand, black men are going out there and dating white women. And there's nothing wrong with that. Love is love. But at the end of the day, if you're sitting down and you have your hand clasped and you have your head down and you're like, well, I'm waiting for a black man. He gonna pull up. I don't care. And you getting grilled. And you getting grilled. And you getting grilled. Like, no, don't do that, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be sitting out there and wait. You want to test the waters. So I'm going to give you an example. I was reading Essence.com, right? And I was reading a story about Serena Williams. You know, Serena Williams' husband is white. And she was saying how she met him. They met at a gala somewhere, and everything was going smooth. And she said that she didn't even think she would ever date a white man. And why I think this story is so beautiful, because she was just that they connected, not because of culture or indigenous roots. They connected based on their drive. You know, her husband is the like a co-founder of Reddit.com, and he's a business entrepreneur. As you know, Serena Williams is like one of the top black athletes, and she has everything going for herself. And she felt they connected based on that. And also in the article too, she was like, you know what? He understands more about the black culture through her. And the one that highlighted the most was that she said, color has no love, and love have no color. I mean, it's just like, at the end of the day, a person's skin tone does not predicate what's in that person's heart. Sometimes you can meet somebody that's white, for all my black audience out there, or somebody that's black for my white audience out there, for whomever, and it may just go fantastic. You never know. But my thing is, I could tell you, right, as a woman, to test the waters, but if you never did that before, it's kind of like, okay, Ma, I see what you're telling me. Just be platonic. Talk on the phone, become friends with them, and see how far it goes. You may actually fall in love with that person, because in the end, in all reality, I really want happiness for you. And I feel that, you know, in nowadays, with them saying that 9% of women that are black date outside their race, in a whole, statistically stating, like, black women are the least to get married. Like, look at me very closely. Black women are the least to get married out of all races. We are the top of the threshold to have a single parent household. So for us to break this stigma, for us to be able to be a part of a people that can have happy relationships, like, we do not have to be a part of a people that has to be consistently considered as baby mamas, or people that's always in broken relationships. Or like, we can't scale to the top. Like, we only can scale to the top financially, but we can't scale to the top in our love lives. Like, you know, most people, like, especially in white cultures and other cultures, by 30 years old, they're married. But for us, it's like, by 45, 50, we're still single. That's not what God had for us. God says that he has made a helper that's comparable to you. And God also said that man's not made to be alone, that two become one. And that's what will make the kingdom of God flourish. So I just want to put that out. That was very passionate. But I just want you to know that this video is not just to throw darts at the black community, but it's to really raise awareness and make you understand that. Step out of your comfort zone. Understand that when you do that, you can open yourself up for the possibilities to be happy than never before. Just remember that, okay? Another reason I want to add in why black women won't get married is because of our preferences. You know, we always saying that we prefer a man that is a certain height. Sometimes we say we prefer a man that have a certain amount of money in his bank account. We always saying that we prefer to have a certain man that could do us all good in the bedroom and all this stuff. These preferences is taking down the black community. Why? I feel that a preference should not be considered a standard. A standard is someone that has the same religious background as you. A standard should be a man that is respectful, that has dignity, that's well put together, that's clean, that takes showers. Okay, that he takes showers. You know, like, it shouldn't be, well, okay, if he don't got a car. And it shouldn't be like, well, if he don't got clean sneakers on. Maybe he just came from the gym. Oh God, black guy's fire. He probably just came from the gym. Don't allow that to negate the fact that that could have been your future husband. Like, that man that just passed you in the gym, that man that just seen you down the block, that could have been your future husband. But you blocked it. So this is how I feel. This is the difference between a standard and a preference. A standard, make sure your standards align with your moral values, who you are as a person, your religious background, whether you're Christian, Muslim, etc. Also make sure that he is a good person. He's a well-rounded good person, that he carries good moral values with his family, his friends, the way he talks to his mama, his co-workers, everybody. Like, watch how he deal with people. Watch. Also, too, he needs to be respectful. Listen to how he even talks to strangers outside. I kind of literally just said that. Also, be mindful of how kind he is. Like, is he kind and generous? Is he always gossiping? Because, listen, period, poo. There's a lot of men out there that they like the gossip. They like the gossip, they like the tea. If you know that he's gossiping about other people, he gonna gossip about you. And you don't want a man like that. You know, is he a person that is stingy with money? Okay. I know I said in the Birkin Bag mindset about us always wanting money. It's not about always wanting money. There's some men out there that they straight up, it's not even about them being broke. They will not even take you to McDonald's, even if your life depend on it, or even if you were starving down to the bones. Do not be with a man that's cheap. He should be able to spend something on you, not wanting you to fly you out to Thailand and Timbuktu, but to spend something on you. If he cannot do that, no. But a preference is like 6'6", dark skin, tatted up, and it's like, all right, like all that stuff. I'm not saying that you shouldn't want to date somebody that look like they came out of a dumpster, but at the end of the day, like, just keep a broad perspective. Honestly, for me, I feel that, honestly, talking for myself, I don't have a legitimate preference, but I feel that as far as my standard, he got to be a man of God, somebody that has value. As far as preference, he just needs to be looking decent to attractive to me. He don't got to be looking like Trey Songz, Chris Brown, Tay Diggs, and all these fancy people. I just need him to be a well-put together man, because in those cases, they be a heartthrob, and every woman wants them. So, you know, it's cool, but then it's like, you think he look better than you, and at the end of the day, you cannot think he look better than us, right? He don't look better than you. He don't look better than me. Your man should not think he look better than you, sis. Like, no. Like, he in the mirror longer than you. Like, he like that. Put on his lipstick and his mascara. And it's like, no. Like, all right, move. I should be taking an hour and a half getting ready, not you. So it's like, y'all in competition. He got a lot of followers. You got a lot of followers. Like, you're the star. But, you know, sometimes you do, like I said, God makes someone comparable to you. So at the end of the day, if y'all both have platforms, y'all both have platforms. But, yeah, that's another thing that I want to add is preference. Don't allow your preference to override your standards. Standards come first, preference comes second. But I just want to let you guys understand this very imperatively. Why black women won't get married is because sometimes we put ourselves in a box. And like a cat in a box, and we lock ourselves down with a bow and a key, and it's like we do not want to take ourselves out of our comfort zone to do something that can take us to the next level. All the other races are doing it. I feel that what we do is we trying to like scratch each other down. Who could get a Birkin? Who could get the most likes? Who could get the most followers? Who look better? Who ponytail? Who this? Who that? And it's like, yo, we need to focus on building up ourselves mentally, wealth-wise, and also in our love and our relational lives, in our friendships, in everything, and allow everything to flourish. Let's not be a statistic. God said you are phenomenal. I'm saying you are phenomenal. Allow this video to manifest in you, as simplistic as it is. And I hope that you take something from it. Listen, you guys have been phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. And you know I always tell you guys that. You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath in that scripture. So remember to love, live life, and be happy. And I'll see you guys next week. Deuces. In the chat, yeah. I'm recording the whole video and then it'll come out like crap. Yo, y'all know my whole mic wasn't on. That's the life of a YouTuber. So this is like the 5th time me doing the intro, but I think like as an actress, you gotta do so plenty times. We're gonna move this over. This camera costs a lot of money. A lot of money. Blood clot. This paper towel fell. Okay. Alright. If y'all knew I had pajama pants on, y'all would go crazy. Alright, so let's go. Okay. Welcome to... Alright, let's go. Okay. I had to record that whole clip because y'all was able to see my... First of all, y'all couldn't see my pony. That's period. I didn't see my pony. Like, we doing this for the pony. Like, the pony is for the culture. She for the culture. You know, the pony is for the culture. The pony is for the culture. And then on top of that, y'all was able to see my whole pants. Hold on, y'all. Okay.